Welcome to Heather's Do Vegas. Join your hosts, Heather Ashley and Heather Nicole, your go-to duo for the latest gossip, style tips, and insider scoops from Sin City.
Let's do this.
Hello, and welcome to Heather's Do Vegas. I'm Heather Ashley.
And I'm Heather Nicole. It's good to see you, Heather. Welcome to our Vegas show again.
Good to see you. You are looking fabulous, my dear.
You as well. I love the red.
Thank you.
You know what I feel? Everybody should wear red when they want to take a picture.
Yeah, red looks good on most everyone, and you and I included. So, well, hey, we have a great show today. We are covering a bunch of topics, some celebrity news, some really fun Vegas reviews, and all kinds of fun stuff. So, you ready to do this?
Yeah, born ready. You know I'm always born ready. Let's do this.
All right, let's do it. First up, One Direction star, so sad, it's the world's heard. He tragically fell from his hotel balcony to his death. And more news keeps coming out about what was happening, the days and moments leading up to his tragic death. And what I've been hearing most recently is that, and actually an interview from a hotel guest who this gentleman appears to be American, and was doing an interview and saying that Liam Payne was in the hotel lobby that night right before his death, and he was actually on the floor convulsing. The hotel staff came up to him and brought him back to his room, and it seems surprising that they didn't call for some kind of medical attention, and rather, out of maybe privacy or PR purposes, brought him back to his room. Then shortly after plummets to his death. And it's really being questioned, is the hotel responsible? They take some level of responsibility in how they handled him, in not calling for medical attention. I mean, Heather, what's your hot take?
So, two things. The first thing is, I read the transcript for the call to help, which I do believe not all countries are 911, but I think that one was. And in that transcript, they said that they needed help immediately, and then they were worried about his state of being, and that there was a balcony in his room. But with that being said, my take on this is, it's the same thing as a bartender at a bar. The bartender is not responsible. There is a long-standing law. I don't know if it's officially titled the bartender law. It also applies to pharmacists, where you're not legally responsible for what happens to that person in that state of being that drunk. It has been questioned in a couple states, because essentially a pharmacist, a bartender, were serving a patient, right? We're serving a customer, we're serving someone, so where's the liability? But I don't think the hotel was responsible in this case. I do not think they have any culpability.
Okay, interesting. So you're saying when you read this transcript that they called for help, but the ambulance or
they just didn't make
somebody
it in time.
Did not arrive?
They called the police. They said there was a balcony. They said they were concerned. The last thing I read said if he would have fallen to the other side, say to the right, and he fell to the left, he would have fell on his bed. So it's just perfect storm for him to be in that condition. Hotel recognized that there was a balcony in the room. Should they have gone in there? Maybe that's the gray area, right?
Right. Interesting. Well, I mean, there's more to follow. More and more information keeps coming out, and terribly sad nonetheless.
Yeah, lots of love for him. Lots of love.
It does sound, though, that it was an accident. It was as a result of the drugs, the pink cocaine, and whatever else he had. Is that what you're understanding?
The state of his being led to his fall. So ultimately, he was responsible. I don't know wherein lies the pink cocaine from Diddy, right? But that's another whole rabbit hole that seems to keep getting deeper.
Next up, Jaime Foxx. This is something you talked about the other day with me, and because he's filming a Netflix comedy special, and somebody who was in the audience for the filming of this leaked out that he made some kind of a joke that the reason he had that mysterious illness is tied to P. Diddy.
Right. And then I also read that he's the one that called the FBI, which, that contradicts the fact that Ciroc was somehow involved in that. But I mean, that's pretty big, heavy tea, right? Who knows at this point? I mean, I'm still hearing the same story over and over about the celebrity couple that's involved, and I'm surprised they are keeping that on the down low.
Oh, I know.
You would think those names would come out. I don't think so. I don't think it'll ever come out. I'm gonna stand firm in that. I mean, aside from Chris Brown, because apparently he's now involved with the yacht.
Yeah. Well, that's not surprising at all. I mean, yeah. I'm waiting for just some juicy, unsuspecting, still an A-lister, but just somebody you would never, and there's always a couple of those for sure. Right. It's just a matter of who's gonna take the fall.
I'll put the money on it. We're not going to hear. I'm sure we'll see if there becomes a betting line here in Vegas. There's going to be no names that come out. Unless you have somewhat of a tarnished PR reputation, no names are coming.
Or someone has a vendetta.
Yeah.
Oh. So Channing Tatum, our little hottie friend, he's now single, back out on the market, broken up with Zoe Kravitz. They were engaged and been together for 3 years, just split. It didn't seem that this was a lot of forewarning, just kind of out of nowhere as far as I can tell. But I mean, hot take, did you really see them as the long-term couple?
I mean, aside from My Pony and him doing that dance, I'm not really a Channing fan. I don't think he's not like my cup of tea. But in correlation with, the messy divorce with Jenna suing him for Magic Mike money, apparently she put ha somewhere on a post after that came out. He does not seem like a walk in the park to me, okay?
Okay, I got two things for you. One, how is Magic Mike not anyone's cup of tea?
Channing himself. Just Channing himself.
Oh, it's like one and the same. I don't try to separate because it gets too complicated. I keep it simple.
We're going to talk about Magic Mike. I need a storyline in that movie, okay? I need a storyline. I'll still watch them. You know how I feel. Now I'm not watching this.
Yeah. And then from what I heard, it wasn't Jenna Dewan who made that post. It's her fiance.
Yeah. Oh, well.
And is he a celebrity? Her fiance?
I don't think so.
I saw a picture of him and he was working out and doing his best flex. So, but I mean, how petty? I mean, really? Ha. That's sad. Sad.
Well, I mean, if we're going to talk about Magic Mike money, we're talking about, right, high M's, maybe close to B's, right? I think any woman would be like, I stood by you during that. He was at one point reported to be a pretty heavy drinker, so that's why they said she left the first marriage.
Interesting. Lori Lawson's back in the news.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a job again since the 2019 college admission scandal, and she's in some kind of a cop show where she's playing a police officer or a lieutenant, and yeah, I mean, good for her that I guess she's been uncanceled.
We'll see what happens on that. I'm surprised. I was very surprised to see her out.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Felicity Huffman has done anything or been anywhere.
But I mean, does she need to work? Does she need to be hustling out playing a cop? I
think they took a pretty financial hit after that situation.
Yeah, that cost them for sure. And I think they've sold their house and
Yes.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And then the daughter was out recently too. She's dating, oh, Jacob Elordi.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Did you
Yeah,
see
because
that?
he used to date Cindy Crawford's daughter, which she's now dating Elvis, Austin Butler, which he can do no wrong in my eyes. But yeah, I guess that's
I'd say
just
he has a
how it
type.
goes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Hmm.
Okay. So Shawn Mendes, he was at a show performing and talking to the audience about just his confusion about his sexuality, alluding to maybe he's not sure um, whether he's heterosexual, homosexual, pan, bi, he's where he falls on the spectrum. I guess he's made it unclear. And I just, my hot take is I've been hearing how his recent projects are floundering. And I feel like this is a desperate attempt to just stay out in the news and keep his name relevant.
I disagree. I think his songs are beautiful, and he writes a lot of songs for other people. I think that more people than just him are on the spectrum of not completely straight or not completely gay, so I'm totally here for it. I think he's being truthful.
Okay.
It's just some women don't like that, so maybe that played into the breakup with Camilla, but I think it's 100% truthful.
Okay. Because they're no longer together.
No, they got back together at one point and broke up again, and I don't know why I'm obsessed with this, but he looks like he's somewhat tall. I think I looked it up, and she's short. She looks like she's like 4'11" or 5 feet tall.
Camilla?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Powerful voice, but very
Yeah,
short.
I think he is. I think he's at least maybe 6'2" or 6'3".
I like to call short people Polly Pockets.
Oh, justice for the short people.
I'm tall.
Oh
I
my
can
gosh.
say that.
Oh, I want to give a shout out to my Dodgers who just won the World Series. Very exciting. Yeah, I just love watching each game. They performed so well. Wish they could have won at home. I mean, that's always like the dream scenario. They were close to. If they had lost this last game, they would have gone back to LA, and I'm sure, for sure, I believe they would have won. But hey, better to win it than to risk it. So just shout out to my boys in blue.
Yep, I fully support the Dodgers. Go team. Love it.
Yeah, awesome. Cool. Well, let's move on to some reality TV.
Okay,
What you got for me?
before we start Housewives, which is my favorite topic, I saved this just for you. I heard some very hot tea. I read it yesterday. Want to know what you think? Maybe I'll catch you off guard on this one. I heard that Carl is back together with the brown-haired girl, Lindsay's Danielle. That they're together.
Lindsay's a friend
Yes.
or best friend or was
It's
best
coming
friends?
out in the media that they have been together for a while. No, seeing Carl and the way he was, I personally think that those Bravo celebrities, it makes more sense for them to date other people on TV show because they get it, because it's a lot. I totally could see this as being true.
Interesting. So wait, if I recall the history, is that
She was with them first.
Danielle, she was? Okay,
Yes.
all right. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not an OG Summer House fan. I kind of
That's how she actually met Carl, was through Danielle. She brought him, I believe, on the show.
Okay, but then Danielle was not happy that Carl and Lindsay were together, right? That they had a huge rift.
I mean, she was not happy about it at all.
Yeah, but then that makes sense because then I guess that's why.
Doesn't it make sense? Doesn't it make sense?
Okay, I feel like they never really divulged that when
No, they
in the
did.
show.
The very first year.
Okay. Wow. Okay, so are they public
No,
or
it's got
this
out.
is rumored?
Yep.
Okay, it's got out. Huh. Interesting. Okay, we'll have to stay
He
tuned for
seems like
that.
he's gone through a lot, and that would be the person that would support him.
Yeah.
We'll see. Okay, so Housewives. My favorite. So New York was on first. Let's talk about that episode. The Clueless theme.
Yeah.
Loved it. I could see us doing that. What did you think about what they were wearing?
Okay. Oh, I love that everybody really committed. I loved seeing the variety of the outfits. The Cher, Dion, even Jenna coming as the dad. I
Yeah,
just thought was hilarious, and that she even had his lines down.
I know.
That
It
was
was so cute.
adorable. And of course, I mean, I know you're a Jessel fan, and I don't have a strong hate for her. She just gets kind of under my skin, and this is just another moment where I feel like she misses the mark. She throws this great party, and then even the third outfit, I don't even think I saw the fourth outfit, right? She talked about how she had four outfit changes, and unless um, my DVR cut out, I never saw the fourth outfit. So I feel one, I'm robbed of that. Whether there was a fourth outfit, I don't know. Um, but the first two were not even actual Cher looks.
Yeah, where was
Then
the yellow outfit? Nobody had the yellow outfit on.
nobody had the classic yellow plaid going.
It was
And then her
crazy.
third one, the red dress, close with the white boa. But if you are a true Clueless fan, it wouldn't have been so hard that the red dress had like a little spaghetti strap, because
It didn't
in the
look, it was
movie.
super cute, didn't look like Clueless.
So yeah, that's my take on the looks for that party. But overall, it was darling.
Yeah, it was really cute. I mean, what do you think about the whole Jenna argument? I think that she is the one that they all want to say is their best friend because she carries the most clout,
Mhm.
and that's kind of
Yeah.
what they fight over.
Once again, I find myself struggling with what is this fight about? I had to actually rewind a few minutes back to hear whatever Aaron was complaining about, and again, here
She was
I'm
telling
repeating myself.
everyone.
Yeah, she's going around telling everybody, and which it's stupid, and yeah, I feel like it's stupid. I feel like she's better than that. I still want to really like her and for her to be my number one girl, but she's quickly losing points with me
I totally
with,
agree with you.
again, a fight that I'm fighting over air. I don't even understand. I couldn't even begin to tell you what the
Right.
problem is.
Let's hope they go somewhere on a good trip, right? Because they got to be getting close to their cast trip. Because I mean,
Yes.
we don't even need to talk about OC. I didn't even know it was the season finale tonight, and I've been sleeping this whole this whole season. They need to replace the whole cast. I'll say this a million times. Have Gretchen as the main person and have her friends. They all have very luxurious lifestyles. She's friends with Lily Lashes. Get those girls on TV. I need a look. I need a stylist.
Yes. Yeah. Uh, Speaking of lackluster, still in the New York world, Rebecca Minkoff. I mean, she's getting a bad edit, in my opinion. And from what
I think
I've
she's like that.
observed of her and the scenes that she has, I kind of feel like it's true to who she really is.
I agree.
I don't even know what she's doing on the show. I don't. She's just bringing her name, and that's about it. I kind of
I mean,
disappointing.
maybe you guys can comment below, give us some idea. We're several episodes in, but we're definitely West Coast girls. I grew up Midwest. I just don't think that we see eye to eye with East Coast. That's why we kind of struggle with New Jersey and watching New York. 'Cause we're not like that. We don't talk like that. We don't find issues like that. We're just not East Coast girls. So We could be wrong though. Love to hear your
Yeah.
comments.
Yeah, let us know.
Okay, last but not least on the Salt Lake. What'd you think about that? Whitney's my diehard favorite, and she's doing the same thing for me as Erin. She pauses before she talks, and the other ladies just really make fun of her in their confessionals. Do you interpret that as her being her instincts of waiting to talk, or do you think that she's like slower to pick up things?
I think she's worried about how she comes off and just looking cutesy all the time. She's just somebody that strikes me as she wants to be the cutesy little pixie in her group and in life. And yeah, that's just kind of how I take it. I mean, I think she's very clever. She always has something pretty clever to say, and and she's a fun girl. But yeah, I don't know why she's everyone's kind of on her. I mean, maybe because she has actually been booming with all these little business ventures that she's been doing. I mean, I don't know necessarily they're successful, but she has something to talk about, and they're going to come after her for that.
And she's growing on me. I have to say, I never thought I'd see this day. She just looks so impeccable in every scene. Her wardrobe, impeccable. And she doesn't seem to be, even though Meredith looks impeccable, quite as mean as Meredith is. I think Meredith has a mean streak, even when she's on Andy. But
Yeah.
when I look at Angie, I don't know if you saw the brief flash to Angie's high school picture. What has she had done? Oh my goodness gracious. She just does not look the same.
Speaking of Meredith, they need to retire her. To me, she's she's on something, or she's 1 foot into dementia. I really, I think she doesn't give anything, to be honest. And it was only kind of interesting when she was fighting with Lisa Barlow, and now she's really just a placeholder, in my opinion. And she seems
does
lost.
Not seem fun to be around at all.
No, she seems like a grouchy old lady.
I wish I could get down the way Lisa talks. Andy, I need a makeup artist. Lisa's holding the show down, quite frankly.
She is. And your favorite, Bronwyn, is, she's still holding it down. She's still bringing. But this is again where I have to disagree with you on somebody. Bronwyn, I agree she has brought it. She's brought her game strong. But in the back, the little voice in the back of my head's like, I don't know. This one looks like she's got a few screws loose. I don't trust. I'm on Team Brittany when she said, that great costume. I would have probably, I don't know if I would have said it. I would have thought it. And I don't care how couture that is. You look ridiculous. And this episode just solidified everything I've been thinking and suspecting about her, with her showing up to the airport to pick up her husband in kooky costumes. She's a dinosaur. Did you see all this nonsense?
And you know what? I did, and that's in line with her character to me. Where my Bronwyn bus came to hit a wall was the dog issues in the house. Like, you don't have that fabulous house with all of that amazing artwork and that expensive furniture, and not have the dogs in an area or kept or things picked. I was like astonished.
Yeah, no, that was disgusting. I can't even believe that she would be that dismissive in what is happening in her house. They have cameras in there, and and Heather Gay.
She just was very mean to Heather too. She pretty much attacked her the whole time.
Yeah, she's, in my opinion, I think she's actually kind of batshit. And there are people out there like that who seemingly seem very buttoned up in terms of they are just on it. They seem like they're on their game. They're going to be very assertive and confident. But then you peel back, a couple layers, and showing up to the airport and in a dog costume and a ladybug as a clown, and then your house looks like Beetlejuice gone to Lollapalooza and on pink cocaine. I just...
You could pick me up at the airport like that.
Duly noted. Yeah. Yeah, she's definitely a little kooky. But it definitely, again, still the season has been strong. So it'd be interesting to see how everything transpires. On the reality TV thing, I think I was telling you about this the other day, and I'm going to talk about it here. I accidentally slipped into the Golden Bachelorette.
Oh yeah.
And I am loving it. I am so fascinated by it. And I just keep thinking to myself how I would love to see like a middle-aged divorcee bachelorette or bachelor, either way. But I think that is like, right. They started with the younger, the 20s bachelorettes, ran with that for what's still going on. It's like 25 years now. And then swung the other direction to Golden Bachelor and Bachelorette. But I think it'd be very interesting to get a middle-aged, someone who's divorced, maybe they have a sad story.
They need to get out of the 20s.
Yeah.
And I keep saying that to you. If they're what people can't deal with now is the fame. So if they don't get people that are more grounded and they're more established in life and their careers, they need to start in the 30s. They're going to have a higher success rate if they're above 35. I think their track record has got to be less than 10% of bachelors that have gotten married, right? I can think of two.
Well, at this
Sean
point,
and Jason.
These are all people who are trying to get famous.
That's the problem. That's the whole problem right there. Now there's social media.
It's lost its integrity that it started with. So, but highly recommend to check that out. And then also too, I wanted to, so cute. I got, from Bravo, they sent me a little birthday text. And I don't know if you got this on your birthday.
I think I did.
And you hit the link, and it was the Vanderpump cast. Each of them with like a little happy birthday message, not personalized, of course, but
yeah,
I thought that was really cute that Bravo.
Oh no, I didn't see that. Yeah,
does that. I'll forward it to you.
She needs a job.
I think they all need jobs. Yeah. Well, did you catch Lala was on Jeff Lewis's podcast?
Mm-mm.
And Jeff Lewis asked her if she was still friends or actively talking with Ariana. And she's like, nope. And they said, oh, well, we could totally see you guys maybe transitioning, over to the Valley. And, would you reach out to her? Would you kind of make amends? And she was, nope. Sounds like bad blood.
I mean, from what I've seen, they are really going back and forth on season 12, whether or not they're going to record, because number one, they don't have organic friendships anymore. And number two, there's people holding out for higher salaries. So I would doubt that that's going to get recorded. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, we will see. I mean, I feel very attached to all those characters.
We did grow up on,
Makes me kind of sad to see them go, but we do want a good show.
Oh, they could pick it back up in 5 years and have a whole different show and have it just as fun to watch. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. We appreciate seeing you today. As always, we want a follow, a like, a comment. It's Heather's Do Vegas. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram as Heather's DEUX. And as always, don't do anything we wouldn't do. Until next episode. Bye, guys.